What's good, y'all? How are y'all doing? If y'all are new to the channel, I do lifestyle rearrangement content, and the topic of today's video is freedom is for the willing. Sometimes all it takes is a risk. The reason why some people aren't where they need to be is because they don't trust God. Until you give life 100%, you are never sure to succeed. Stop thinking about what you'll lose before thinking about what you'll gain. If God provided somewhere you can call your home when you were just born, what makes you think He won't provide now? Sometimes life is hard, but sometimes you make it hard for yourself. Your only success is action, and your only result is trying. Meaning this, as long as you take action, you'll see a result. Your success is the actions you take, and your result is what you do. Right? So people think a result is something you get in return for a decision you made. And sometimes that result is just the fact that you did that thing that you say you were going to do. That doesn't mean that you should stop right there. That just means that your first result was not that, oh yeah, well, let's say you're doing content. Oh, I got the follower, or I got the likes, or I got this. No, sometimes that first result is the fact that you posted that video. Sometimes that's your first result. I'm not saying your last result, I'm saying your first result. Sometimes that's your first result. Your success is taking that first step. That's your first part of that's the first part of your success, is taking that first step. And if you continue to take those steps, yes, you'll get somewhere. But as long as you keep taking those steps. Your problem is that you don't want to give 100% of yourself. Sometimes you say, oh, I'm tired, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, it's always an excuse. If you continue to make excuses, the more excuses you make, the farther you are, the more excuses you make, the farther held back you'll be. Yeah, it's like, y'all are so, used to being comfortable that you can't let that go and say, you know what, I gotta get myself together. Being tired is okay, but you just have to know that you can't let that affect you. You're tired. Being tired is just a reaction to the use of energy. That's all being tired is. Being tired is the reaction to the use of energy. So if you use any source of energy, you breathe, you inhale, exhale, that's energy. That's an example of energy. You breathe, that's an example of energy. You're living, that's an example of energy. That's just an example of energy. So you're going to be tired regardless. Sleep for 8 hours, you're going to be tired. Sleep for 6 hours, you're going to be tired. Sleep for 10 hours, you're going to want to sleep even more. And then being asleep for 10 hours and still wanting to sleep more is a reaction to your laziness. So if you're 10 hours, I slept 10 hours, I'm going back to sleep, it's because your brain is like, okay, sleep mode. You don't got time to sleep. I said this in another video. Steve Harvey said you can't sleep for 8 hours. He said you wake up at 11 a.m., he said the stock market was already open for 2 hours. He said you've been losing money for 2 hours. So you got to get up. So you can't sleep for 8 hours. So I'm like, he's right. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you have to give 100% of yourself. 100% of yourself. Being tired doesn't matter no more. It's not an excuse. You put in 1,000%, yo. If you want the full outcome, you'll get it. And I'm telling you, the time it usually would take other people, it would take you probably 3 months. I know that seems like my favorite time span, but I'm telling you, you put in 1,000% for 3 months, and it'll be like you worked for 2 years. 3 months, I'm telling you, just 3 months of just putting in mad work. As much as you possibly can. I'm not talking about oh yeah, well, you put in work here and there, and yeah, I did some work. No, like if you're consistent, like every single day, like no matter what, no matter how tired you are, no matter what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? Unless it's an emergency, and even then, depending on the situation, unless you're the one in the hospital, or if it's a situation somebody dying or something, then it's like, you know, that's a little different. But you know, stay consistent, yo. It's very rare for that to happen unless you're just in some, you know, situation. You know what I'm saying? So I won't, you know, front on nobody for, you know, having, you know, life happens, you know what I'm saying? You never know what you'll come to, what you'll have to deal with. So I'm never gonna tell nobody that there's anything wrong, that if they got something going on, or whatever, just life being hard and harsh, you know what I'm saying, being in the streets and all that stuff, I can't say nothing because I haven't been in that situation, so I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I've been through some stuff, but I ain't been through everything, so I'm not gonna act like I've been through everything, right? But you got every day. You know what I'm saying? Every day. Every single day you get up and you get that work done and you put in 1,000% every day. Every day for 3 months. That was great enthusiasm. You put in that for 3 months, man. 3 months, and I'm telling you, you'll be sturdy. 3 months is all you need. 3 months of putting in 1,000%. I'm not talking about, oh yeah, I did a little bit. I did what I can. No, that's just another word for you're being lazy. Put in 1,000% to the point where when you go to sleep, when you ready to go to sleep at night, you have no, like, it's like, okay, sleep time, like, you know what I'm saying, like, sleep like that. Because work like that. Work to the point where, like, when it's time to sleep, because you know sometimes when you work but you know you can't sleep, work to the point where your brain is like so mentally drained that it's like, okay, it's unreasonable for me not to be asleep right now. So it's like just tired mode, just sleep. I'm telling you, work so hard. You're not gonna, I'm telling you, you can't tell nobody, unless it was somebody that was doing something illegal. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that was in the streets doing some stupid stuff. Like, you haven't heard one situation where somebody said, I tried my hardest and got a bad result. Like, meaning, like, they didn't get somewhere. I'm not talking about, like, a situation, because some people act like not. I'm not talking about a situation where it's like, okay, well, you had a hard situation, but it's like you got nowhere at all. Nah, like, if you genuinely try your hardest, like, this is not like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna do that, right? But, like, if you put in 1,000% in yourself, bro, like you put in all the work you could possibly put in, like, it's been on Instagram a whole lot where, you know, if you have like a motivational feed where it'll be like, you know, put in so much work that it would be unreasonable for you to get a result. Yes, put in so much work. I'm telling you, you're gonna feel good. Like, sometimes, like, you know, you get tired, but sometimes, like, you're gonna feel good if you just keep pushing. Y'all, I don't know what day y'all are seeing this on, right? But I recorded just today. This is probably my 5th video I'm recording, you know, plus, you know, whatever mishaps I made and whatever. But this is my 5th video. I don't know if I'm going to post them all in one day, if I'm going to separate them. I'm definitely not posting one for one day. I'm not doing that. But, you know, I might just post, you know, at least two, you know what I'm saying, for one day. I'll probably, you know, record some more videos just so that I can have at least, you know, like 2 videos for like 3 days. And then I'll start, you know, more going out every day, whatever. Like I said, I had the ability to not have to go out. You know what I'm saying? I can do this. You know, I have room space so I can be able to do that. Yeah, but like, bro, just work. You have never heard anybody have a bad report from working their absolute hardest and working their butt off. You know nobody that put in 1,000% in themselves and ain't get nothing out of it. I'm not talking about you working a 9 to 5. Stop. I know there's people like that. Oh, well, I worked a 9 to 5 and I worked as hard as I possibly could and I scraped that floor. No, stop. You're not getting nowhere with no 9 to 5. They might give you a 32-cent raise, but they're not. Maybe they'll give you a $10 raise. You $10 raise where? I don't know where they're giving $10 raises at, but then I ain't getting no promotion. I'm not talking about the 9 to 5. I'm talking about just in life, entrepreneurship, business, just putting everything in, family, putting everything you got into that thing, and just your relationship with God, your financial development, you know what I'm saying, your lifestyle development. I'm telling you, just put in 1,000%, and I'm telling you, you will get somewhere. I'm telling you, I haven't even got my first client for my business yet, but I'm not rushing it. Whenever it happens, it happens. So that's why I'm just focused on YouTube right now, so I can get my brain off of that. And also, I haven't been on here in a while, and I gotta focus on this too. Cause you know what I'm saying. I don't just. One thing about me is that I'm usually not just doing one thing. I'm usually doing 2 or more things. If I'm doing one thing, it's because I put whatever else was there before aside, and I focused on that one thing. Other than that, I'm focusing on more than one thing. Like, bro, I'm telling y'all, just put in 1,000% of yourself. I have not yet put 1,000% of myself in yet. That's why I'm able to say this to y'all, because I'm doing it with y'all. I'm yet to put in 1,000% of myself. So this is a reminder to myself and to y'all to put in 1,000% of yourself. I'm telling you, you never heard anybody say I put in 1,000% and I got nowhere. And like I said, I'm not talking about a 9 to 5. I'm not talking about trying to be a basketball player, because sometimes I can't go into everything, because some of that stuff is for like a separate video topic. Some of that stuff is not necessarily that you didn't try hard enough. It's just that you didn't know enough. It's some things you just weren't meant for. I'm really tall, so it's like if I was meant to play basketball, I would be doing that thing. And don't get me wrong, like I'm not horrible. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've had, you know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely have my bad days. I'll tell you that much. I definitely have my bad days, but that's mostly because when you get so used to. That's the other thing. Matter of fact, I could put this in this video topic. When you get so used to cursing yourself and your abilities, and you're hearing people say stuff, and maybe they're right, and you're listening to people, and you're just listening. Let them talk to you. Nobody's gonna talk to you if you're a bozo. Like, you gotta think about that. Like some people don't think about that. Nobody's gonna talk about you if you're a bozo, bro. Unless the person that's talking about you is a very high intellectual person, and you're bothering this person, and you're just a jack behind, and they're like, no, that person's just a jack, right? But at the end of the day, bro, like, if I'm being honest with you, nobody's gonna talk about you if you really got something. Nobody's gonna say nothing about you. I had a friend, I'm not gonna say their name because I don't know if, whatever, but he's like a really good basketball player. Like, he said he was gonna get into the NBA one day, whatever. Like, bro, he's a really good basketball player. When he came on the court, people were like, oh my God, here he comes again. Yes, people talk about you when you're doing better than them. People talk about you when you're doing better than them. There's no situation. If people talk about you when you're doing worse than them, it's because they're just like, it's like somebody saying, oh, why the hell is he talking about me? Or why am I worried about him if he don't got this and he don't got that? Or why am I worried about him and he don't even got what I... You know what I'm saying? Like, and something like that. But he had something. Like, he had something. So when he came down that court, shooting and all of that, people, oh my God. Or matter of fact, before he started getting on the court, when he walked in that, oh my God, bro, here we go again. And that's what they were doing. So at the end of the day, nobody's gonna talk about you because you're a bozo. If you're a bozo, the only reason people are going to be talking about you is because of the fact that you're genuinely a bozo. Other than that, if you're good at what you do, nobody's going to, like, just be like, oh, like, some people, like, you know what I'm saying? There are people out here that are really, like, appreciative of people that really get down. But sometimes people just hate. At a certain point, I was playing basketball. I remember the start of the year, the very start of the year, probably like during like the fall and not really winter seasons, but during like the fall season, I was doing my thing with basketball. Like, I was doing my thing. You start hearing people talk about you and stuff, and you know you don't want to shoot the ball. You know what I'm saying. You pump faking it out, and you just passing the ball all over the place, and people don't want to play. Yeah, bro, because that's what happens when you listen to stupid people. Stop listening to haters, bro. People talk. You think people talk about people when they? Come on, man. Come on. People don't talk about people for doing stupid stuff. I know millionaires, billionaires, millionaires, and billionaires. They're talking about people who are the stuff. They're talking about people who got them ideas. They're talking about people who like are at a certain status. They're talking about people they want to be in competition with, that they want to be in competition with. They're talking about people that they have to be in competition with. They're talking about people that they're trying to get past. There's some people that are like, you know, they're right there and they're trying to get past, bro. People don't talk about people that are bums. They don't talk about bums. They talk about them and they're like, that dude's a bum. That their title is that dude's a bum. When they talk about you, they're gonna say some stuff, but it's out of the fact that they're haters and they're like, damn, now he got something. So yeah, brother, ain't gonna talk. But if you let the talk get to you, you ain't gonna get nowhere. Cause I'm telling you, I let that talk get to me for real. I was hearing people go, you trash. And was I trash? Probably now, yeah. But before, I was doing pretty good. When I first came, like I first got to, the next grade, fall time, I was doing my thing. I was a little stiff. I can't call myself stiff neither, but I was, my handles were like getting a little better. You know what I'm saying? And like shooting and everything, getting better, like stuff like that, But when you listen to people, you're trash. You start. Just stop listening to people who don't want to see you win. It's as simple as that. Nobody's gonna talk about you if you're a bum. They're gonna talk about you when they talk about you. They're gonna be like, this dude is a bum or something in that category. So if you're somebody, nobody's like, unless that's a person that they're like, okay, I can respect him, like they're a respectable person. Most of the people that really like, are like, damn, like that guy is like, they're gonna talk about you. If you let it get to you, your talent means nothing no more. Stop letting stuff get to you. Get to it and call it a day. Stop worrying about people that don't, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, stop listening to these dweebs, bro. You got something. And if you don't believe you got it, you never had it. You know what I'm saying? Well, this is the conclusion of the video. You know what I'm saying? If y'all have any comments, questions, or concerns, you know what I'm saying? YouTube comments are open. Y'all can comment down below. I'll also put my Instagram in the description if y'all want to DM me. It would be smart if y'all follow me, then DM me so I know where you're coming from. Just let me know in your DM that you're coming from YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, you've been watching my videos. Even if it's just a regular DM, like, oh, yo, I seen your videos on YouTube, whatever. This is something as simple as that, and that's cool as well. But any comments, questions, concerns, just let me know. And I'll see you guys in another video.